So it just happened to be there at the right time, and you took it from
I always believe, because latest experience was you get charged out at $3,000, 3,000 rupees an hour to someone, to a client, and you get paid 200 rupees an hour. And I believe there is an arbitrage between them. Now the point is, yes, there is a brand of EY, and it's a phenomenal brand in the world. But I was like, there are a lot of people who will want real work to be done and not just the pay for the brand. So brand is really important. Like, I don't see one of the biggest firms going and saying, I won't pay for the brand. They will pay for the brand because it translates well on the balance sheet. But I want to say there's some people who want to get work done, right? How about those people who want to get real work done? Real solid work done. Will they not pay for the work which is there? They know I'm intelligent. So yeah, it was literally picking up the phone and calling about 10 people. EY was phenomenal. They gave me a sabbatical, told me to try and get some business. I got that business within 2 months. I went back and I'm saying, look, I am done. This is a check which you would have paid me in a year in salary. I've got that as my first check for my company. They gave me a hug. They gave me a great send off.
So how was the first few days literally going to the client's office? Were you nervous? I mean, you had done a lot of ventures before, but this is probably...
It wasn't nervous.
You probably knew that now you're not going to look back. This is the start of a very long journey, unlike earlier, which was these small bursts of energy. But you didn't. I don't know whether you knew that you had the ability to hang in there for the long term. So you got this project, this first check, but that may not have been around forever. Were you nervous? Were you confident? Were you just excited? I mean,
I think the sequence of events wasn't nervousness. It was probably called nervous energy. So it was saying, look, I've done this. I got to show that everyone I can do this, right? So it was a lot about going to one person, going to another person, and since it was consulting and it was intellectual based, for the first 6-7 months we had one client, literally one client, and again I relate to you. You were part of that team when we were setting that up, and the question to me was, what is the difference between us and a CA firm, which is a professional firm, but not a company? Or versus an architect who sits out of home and does this work, versus making a firm. And I think very quickly from doing this assignment and growing, I took a step back and I said, look, I want to create a firm. I don't want to create a consulting project. I don't want to be saying proprietor of the firm with 7 people working under me, but I am the guy. I want to create a firm. I want to create a legacy here. Because only legacies let you retire.
Yeah.
Firms like sole proprietorships don't, because you are the brand and everything is around you. And I said, I want to create that. It is really important. And I spent the next, between my 4th and the 10th month, I spent creating that entire framework, saying, let's hire people, let's develop those people, let's create a brand out of it. So wherever we were going, we were using the brand of Nodwin, and we weren't saying Akshat Rathi is coming, or Mr. Rakhi's son is coming, or Akshat is coming. It wasn't that. Great, Nodwin is coming to work. And we told that to a lot of clients. Yes, our first client always gave that opportunity to us, and which got the cash flow going. So which is one of the big lessons I learned. Never start something unless you have a client in hand. And when I'm saying a client in hand, doesn't mean a promise, a check. Get a check, the first check. That check should make you survive for 6 months. Because there's nothing more difficult in entrepreneurship than trying to get money on the table, like paying out salaries when you have nothing on the table. It's heart-wrenching because you will go put in your own savings, you will do everything because you believe in the people. But the question is, how do you make it sustainable? Get the first check, sell the first check, make that entire commitment which is there. It doesn't matter, it might not be the huge multiple in value, it might be a break-even check. That's okay. It might be below break-even check also. That's okay. You might have to put in, like, you might get in only a 4 lakh rupee check when your expenses for the next 3 months are going to be 4.5 lakhs. That's okay. But you got that 4 lakh rupee check. You have it in hand. And it's such an important thing which is there.
So I think you were 26 when you set up Nodwin, and here you are, a consultant at 26, literally going and talking to people, double this, and no longer have the backing of Ernst & Young. What is the kind of experience do you have? I know there was a client which had literally kind of helped you set it up in a way by giving you that first check, but you were also simultaneously wanting and pitching to other clients. Was there this thing where people weren't taking seriously? Was age working against you, or did you really not have that kind of issue?
No, absolutely, and that age issue is there. I'll tell you an experience is there. One person refused to give us an assignment, and we were magnanimous. Met the owner of the firm in a party about 3 weeks later. Asked him why. He says, "You need to put on weight." I said, "Why?" He says, "You look too thin." I'm like, how is that relevant to anything? He says, "It is so relevant." It is about when you go pitch to other people who are those decision makers, you are not their family. One of the biggest psychological issues that people have in giving assignment is the fear and the pain that they see that you at 26 are doing something they could not. So there is a certain bit of shame that comes, and it's not talked about, but it comes in them, saying they see you going and doing something which they can't do, and this decision maker and whatever. So they'll try to poo-poo you and say, no, he's too young and he doesn't have gray hair or he's not fat. But look more mature.
So did you put on weight?
Yes.
Deliberately?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
So
Like bananas, smoothies and sugar for a lot of time.
So the first 1 year of Nodwin literally goes on with one client, and then again there's a pivotal shift where suddenly more people come in, more clients come in, and you say you spend month 4 to month 10 trying to build this team, and Nodwin starts taking off. At that stage, were you already looking at doing a lot of other projects, or were you really concentrating only on Nodwin?
I think, let me just recollect. I think for the first 2.5 years of Nodwin, it was just Nodwin. And the reason why it was for 2.5 years, which is that it was literally the time to go ahead and discover ourselves. What is our core competence?
And you were not getting bored.
Because we kept changing what we wanted to do. Right? So we started off as a process consulting because that's what we were doing. While we were doing process consulting, and you have to always be very open to the market, which is going on. There's a lot of people who started coming and saying, "Can you be cost cutting people for us?" So we started taking cost cutting assignments, and that was just because we knew a lot of people to go and get those rates. Interestingly enough, very quickly, Nodwin's name was made in the first 1 year, 1.5 years, as a very strong lateral thinking firm. And that's the position which it adopted by the end of 2 years, saying very clearly, we are a lateral thinking solutions firm. We are an ideation firm, we are a solutions firm. We do process consulting. We do process consulting, but only for items which can fit that big gamut, which we said. And that was a space nobody had taken. Because in process consulting, truth be told, our biggest problem was we weren't the Ernst & Young's, KPMG's, PwC's, which is there. So we couldn't get there. And we were too close to the CA firms for them to poach. So if I was asking 5 lakh rupees for an assignment or 4 lakh rupees, if I charged 7, Ernst & Young would be pitching for it. If I was charging 3, there'd be 10 CA firms pitching for it. So I had this very little space to maneuver. And it was actually 3 of our clients who came back and said, "He says, you're pitching it wrong. We don't give you a process because we can get a CA firm to do the process. We want you to go ahead and give us ideas. You're phenomenal at coming up, executing and defending and leaking those ideas. And that is something which is a phenomenal work for you. And your people, because you hire young people and you hire intelligent people and you yourself are a very intelligent team, the kind of results that you give us are phenomenal. And that's of value to us."
So I'm going to move beyond Nodwin in a bit, but I do have a question.